flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Councilman.
Mary Michael Dart, Town Councilwoman.
Ron Dolce, Town Supervisor.
Bill Ryan, Town Attorney.
Randy Bates, Town Councilman.
Victoria Craig, Town.
And Brian Wood is absent. Any audience comments, please? If not, I need a motion to accept the May 14th regular meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to accept the May 14th.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. There are no budget modifications or transfers. I'll make a motion to pay all signed vouchers and bills.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. Okay, Bill Ryan is with us here tonight because we have some critical work to do with the water district. The first of the ORIC bond and water district resolutions. That's it.
All right, so. Can I see your agenda? Your agenda.
Oh,
Just put it out there. Okay, over the last few days, we've been going back and forth about the cost of this project and the amount in the bond resolution. But before we do that, we have to do the State Environmental Quality Review Act resolutions because they have to precede the underlying vote on the bond. So the first resolution that I have for your consideration is designating the Town of Rensselaerville Town Board as the lead agency with respect to improvements of the facilities of the Rensselaerville Water District in the town. And under the State Environmental Quality Review Act, an agency, meaning the town board, needs to have a resolution designating it as the lead agency, which means that you're going to review the environmental impact associated with this project, which from a purely common sense point of view is minimal. I mean, you're enhancing the environment by making the improvements to the water district. So that's what this resolution is. And it's titled, "A Resolution Designating the Town of Rensselaerville Town Board as Lead Agency with Respect to Improvements of the Facilities of the Rensselaerville Water District in the Town of Rensselaerville, Albany County, New York." That's it for that. So can we have a
So, okay, so this is just to make us the lead
agency? Correct, sir.
Then when it comes to costs related to the water district, we'll discuss later.
Well, that'll be the third resolution that we do tonight.
Okay.
And that'll be in 5 minutes.
Yep. So, I have no issues with the town of Rensselaerville being the lead agency for this project. So I make a motion to adopt the resolution designating the town of Rensselaerville as lead agency with respect to improvements of the full water district.
A second.
Aye. Okay. let's
Are
go.
you getting all of this?
Yes.
All right, because it's important. So who moved? John?
John and Randy second.
Randy second.
Okay. The second point of business is I just handed this out. Oh, yeah. No, you don't need a roll call. So 4-0 with one abstention, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So for this next item, we need the short environmental assessment form. This, in conjunction with your duties as the lead agent for this project, we have to go through this short environmental assessment form. And what I've done is filled it out. And under the State Environmental Quality Review Act, you as a lead agency need to take a hard look at the environmental aspects of this project. And go, there is consequences to the environment associated. You're making the environment better by improving the infrastructure to this water district. Okay? So this short form contains 3 parts, 1, 2, and 3. And part 1 is just a recitation of really what it's about in the area in which it is, the improvements are to be located. And I filled that out. And just to go over it very briefly, the proposed action does not involve a legislative adoption of a plan. It does require approval of a permit or funding, and that's from the Department of Health, Albany County Department of Health, probably the New York State Department of Health, and certainly the Environmental Facilities Corporation. The total acreage of the site, I just put around 1 acre. I know it's more than that, but I didn't know the total acreage of the area. Do you know that? No. I really don't think that's of significance. It's in a rural area. It's permitted use is not applicable. The adopted comprehensive plan is not applicable. The proposed action is consistent with the predominant character of the neighborhood because it's the water district is there already. It doesn't adjoin a critical environmental area. And, you know, numbers 8 through 13 are all no, actually through 17. And then,
Except number 10 is a yes. Doesn't matter.
10 is yes. Will the proposed action connect to an existing public-private water supply? The answer is yes. You're going to still stay connected to the water supply.
Was it relevant that we don't yet know where the well site is?
No, because you're going to connect. Ultimately, Randy, you're going to connect.
Yes, but shouldn't we know where the well site is before we say that it has no impact?
Well, I think the public, the well site is going to, the purpose of finding the well is to increase the volume of water that's going to be furnished. It's going to remain connected. If you want, I could put in there a caveat that the proposed action is going to remain connected to an existing public water supply system. Because if you don't find a water supply system, you're going to remain connected because all these people are not going to go and resort to wells.
I think Randy is that being we didn't pick a well site that might have to answer yes to some. That's the question.
Well, I'm sorry, yeah.
Go ahead.
Based on the PER, out of all the sites that they suggested, as well as the list that was put together by the committee, they're all within the water district, or at least at the very edge of the water district. So if you know what the water district area
Boundaries.
is, there are no potential hazardous, there's no dump sites, there's nothing on any of those locations that, regardless of which site gets chosen, we know that all of the sites do not have any, hazardous material nearby or anything like that. Is that what?
So it'll say here like 12, does the site contain a structure that is listed on either state or national register of historic places? It's generally always gonna be no, all the sites that we pick.
Right,
Okay,
right. We're not putting a well in somebody's yard. Well, that's not really a correct way to say it. We're not putting it in some, like within walking distance of a house. It's not on the residential portion of a piece of property. Now, someone may have a large piece of property that is, very edge of that property, let's say on 85, is one of the potential sites.
so the
It's not
point
near the
being,
house at all or anything like that. There's nothing.
But- when we do pick a well site,
Yes.
we make sure answers to these questions don't change.
Well, first of all, I don't think they're gonna change because a couple reasons. One, you've had a water district there for decades that hasn't had any issues. And really what you're doing is with this proceeding is you're just improving what's there already.
Yeah.
And the only new location or the only variable is the location of the water source and the water supply. Everything else is going to be fixed where it is now.
No.
John, one more thing, the setbacks indicated by Ty are such that you're not gonna be near any of the historical buildings.
Actually, that's a Department of Health. problem.
Yeah, right, Ty is telling us what the
Okay,
parameters are for well sightings, and they are setbacks such that it's not gonna be close to any of the buildings. 100 and 200 feet.
okay.
So then the case is that the well site, anywhere within the physical constraints of the water district is acceptable.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's exactly correct. John, you need to sign.
We good, guys? Randy,
Yes.
we're good? We're all good?
I'm glad we done. I'm glad you can still sign your name.
Doesn't look like my signature, but.
Okay, the
The X marks the spot.
page, part 2. I don't know, it's right here, it's all right here.
Okay,
There's 11 questions, and they're all answered no. Will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulation? No. Will the proposed action result in a change in the use or intensity of the use of the land? No. Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community? No. Again, because it's already there. Will the proposed action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of a critical environmental area? No. Will the proposed action result in an adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway? No. Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and it fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities? The answer is no. Will the proposed action impact existing public-private water supplies? No. Public-private wastewater? No. Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources? No. Will the proposed action result in an adverse change to natural resources, wetlands, water bodies, groundwater, air quality, flora, or fauna? No. Will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems? No. Will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health? No. And again, I got my nose from a lot of it from the engineering report that Tag did. So the third, that's right, where you are, correct. The last page, 2 of 2, also relates to the second resolution that I have in your packet. Do you have that for them, Vicki? The negative. The negative. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, this resolution is a follow-up to the prior resolution where we designated the town board as lead agency. And this resolution that's in front of you says that as lead agency, you review the environmental impacts. And under the State Environmental Quality Review Act, there's 3 categories that require review. First is a type 1, where really what you're doing there is making significant changes to either a zoning code, a planning code, or undertaking a major subdivision, which would require the preparation of an environmental assessment form. A type 2 action is what you have here, that you're not having any adverse significant environmental negative environmental impacts upon the environment. And the third category is it's an unlisted action, which doesn't cover categories 1 or 2. So this is a type 2 action when you deal with water district and special district work. And this says that it's a type 2 action and that it's going to not have an adverse negative effect on the environment. That's what the second resolution says.
Okay. So I'll make a motion to accept this resolution. The negative declaration for the improvement of facilities of the Runciville Water District.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Now, John, you have to, do you have your,
This one's signed.
here, right here?
Okay.
You have to sign here. No, yeah, right there. Do we have a vote?
It's on here for a roll call, and as is the other one, Bill, that we didn't do earlier.
Well, the next one has to be the roll call.
Both the first one that we did also has a roll call on it.
That, I just did that as a matter of form. Okay. Was there a vote on this one?
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor? Well, why don't we do the roll then?
Just. The rolls for what, no?
No, the roll, the vote.
That's what I'm saying.
Nay.
For which resolution?
Negative declaration.
Negative declaration. Okay, so I don't have a roll sheet, but Pete,
Aye.
Mary Michael,
Aye.
John Dolce, aye.
Aye.
Randy Bates is an aye, and Brian Wood is absent. I'll we'll do a roll call on the first resolution?
You don't have to. but
Okay,
if you-
good.
Yeah.
Good. We're good.
Yeah,
So now we're up
the bond.
to, well, I didn't sign part 3.
You signed those up.
Okay. That's fine.
No, all I need is the one.
Oh.
We're up to the bonding now.
Yeah,
Okay. So the bonding, reading through this, the question I have and Randy have is the water district.
mhm.
So let me recap. The bond that this $3.9 million bond is to be paid by the grant.
You hope.
Exactly. So if it's not paid for by the grant,
And it's on us.
It's on the
no, it's on the
entire
water
town.
district.
No, it's on the water district.
Well, it says here,
I understand what it says there. I read that.
well, fine, but I don't, so excuse me for asking a question.
No, that's okay.
That section 4 says the faith and credit of the town of
Town.
Rensselaer.
Correct.
Also says annual appropriation shall be made each year to pay the principal and interest. Additionally, it says to the extent not paid from monies raised from said water district as applicable in the manner provided by law, there shall annually be levied on all taxable property of said town a tax sufficient to pay the principal and interest of such bonds as the same become due and payable. So if the
That's
water
right.
district does not have the funds to repay this bond, and then, as I read it, then the entire town, all taxable properties in town would be liable for this.
I don't disagree with anything you said. Uh, uh, The water district is its own entity, and they ultimately need to pay this. Now, if they don't pay, or if the residents of the water district fail to pay the debt, then the difference needs to be made up by somebody. And the somebody is the town. So what's going to happen here is, Randy, is they're gonna get the cost eventually, the engineers, as to what it's gonna be to improve all these facilities. And it's gonna be a number. And then from that number, they're gonna subtract the grant money. So then you're gonna come up with the net. And then the net number will be a capital charge that each resident of the water district will pay, and that will be on the property owner's tax bill every year until the debt is satisfied and paid in full.
The one thing to remind that it's not the entire 4 million that is gonna be here. Some of this is gonna be loans that don't need to be repaid. Or they're gonna be grants that don't need to be repaid.
Oh.
So,
And some is interest-free loan.
yeah, that's, and so there's really a large part of this is not gonna be, it's just gonna be, as long as it's approved by EFC, it isn't gonna be added to the assessment of the water members, because it's gonna be paid back by, it's gonna be relieved by the government operation.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
The town board.
I just want to finish
Go ahead.
answering
Go
Randy's
ahead.
question. So if there's a negative from the residents of the water district, then the town will have to pick it up. But I'm told from listening to Jerry and others from the water committee and on these meetings that I've attended with the Environmental Facilities Corporation, that there's grant money and interest-free loans that are gonna be utilized to reduce the 3.9 that you see in this resolution. The other thing is, the 3.9 that you see in the resolution, it all started last week when I told everyone that, you know what, you need to get these numbers together, because there's a town board meeting on Thursday, and this resolution has to be furnished to EFC on Friday if you want to participate in this program. They went high intentionally just to cover their bases. So I think this is an inflated number. Not I think, it is an inflated number to protect the cost associated with the project.
Contingency.
So,
my
Go ahead.
concern is that project goes forward and it's not, for whatever reason, it's not completed. There's a lot of money may have been spent, maybe pick a number, $2 million has been spent. And there's a complication where the grant funding isn't provided, or there's other issues. And at some point, the town as a whole could be liable for a very large, considerable amount of money. I mean,
That's true,
the grant is not a check. We don't have the grant money in the bank.
not yet. Correct.
so I have a question. We get a $4 million bond. We start doing things and we have $1 million. When is it that the grant money comes?
That's what this bond resolution is about, because to submit to the EFC, this was taken up maybe, I don't know how many meetings ago. It takes about 4 months to get the money from them. So the longer we wait, getting this bond resolution in, I don't understand the mechanizations of all of it, how people like Jaren and Aaron know how all that works, Bill, of course. But now we can go to the EFC and complete the financial structuring of the project, even though it's, what is it, ersatz,
Yes.
right?
Here's that.
Which means it's not the final. I mean, that's at least one way you can define it, right? Because we know there's potential that it might change, respectively be lower, right? But it's the 4-month window, you know, and I'm going back further where the town has already put,
I understood the 4-month window.
Yeah.
But in 4 months, I mean, I'm looking at the most we're gonna be on the hook for is 280 grand for a tithe and bond. Because in 4 months, before the money comes, we're not gonna be drilling wells, or are we?
I.
We don't know.
Whether that would happen then or no, but I don't necessarily know the payment structure, how it begins. I doubt they fill a bank account with the entire amount. I think they just approve it and perhaps pay in portions at some point when it's requested by the town. Which, because you are the official entity, I was thinking of the water district as a child of the town, right? It's not necessarily directly, I mean, we call it an entity, and it is in fact on the books by law and an entity, but there isn't a bank account, we have no structure of any kind, it's just volunteers. So when that document refers to the town regarding a water district bond, of course, they're talking about the water district. But there's no point really you can't make them the specific.
Sign it.
So
Right, it needs to be
the,
done by the supervisor in the town.
the water district is its own taxing entity. And it's separate from the town. Now, yes, every year, Vicky sends out the water district bills for the operation and maintenance and the any capital expenses. But, the town is just a funnel for collecting the money and keeping it in a separate line item budget within the town's overall budget. And to address another part of an answer for Randy's question was ultimately, after all this is done with the cost known, there'll be another bond resolution, which I suspect will be less than what you have here. And the purpose of this is just to get the ball rolling.
Exactly.
Right.
And to answer Edwin's question about how the mechanism works, when the engineers or the contractors start drilling the wells, they're going to be submitting progress payments to who's going to submit them to EFC for payment under the grant. That's the way it works. But this is just to get the ball rolling.
And then provide that short-term financing for construction costs as they begin and through the whole construction phase. Exactly.
But Randy's right. I mean, you need the loan.
So leap of faith.
What did you say, Randy?
What's a leap of faith that
It's
everything is gonna go as planned and the grants are gonna come
So,
forward and everything's gonna be
just
fine?
because we do this bond resolution, are we actually gonna look for the $3.9 million from the bank? We're not gonna move forward with that.
Short-term financing will then start to stream, just as Bill was explaining, during the construction phase. Contractors are gonna be submitting invoices expecting to get paid, right? So this is the way to get the short-term financing started for the construction phase.
So as construction ensues, contractors submit billing for work that they've accomplished.
Correct.
That billing comes to town of Rensselaer to pay, or does it, who pays that initial funding, the initial amounts?
My understanding and my past experience is that contractor X digs 4 wells and he submits an application for payment to the engineer, and the engineer reviews it, and then the engineer will submit the requisition for payment is to the town, and the town is gonna reach out at this particular junction to EFC for them to pay the contractor. But before any invoice is issued by a contractor, the town's gonna know. And the town's gonna know if it has the grant or the interest-free loan. Because this needs to be submitted to the Environmental Facilities Corporation, as Edwin says, to start the ball rolling for the funding.
Yeah, so add,
What, this is not gonna be the final bond resolution.
I
This is
mentioned
where's
it, yeah.
that. It's really a placeholder. And it's not gonna be acted upon until the real numbers are known. One of the reasons this is going forward is tomorrow is the deadline for the submission to the IUP of an amendment to get the money we need for the additional money. So we gotta have some kind of bond resolution in place as part of that process. This is just airs that. It'll all come back again and be considered by you later on when we have real numbers.
can I speak to Randy's point earlier? There's no guarantee. Did you say that, or did
Yeah.
I make that up?
Yeah, the paraphrase.
But we're sure there's no guarantee. However, Supervisor Dolce received a letter from New York State stating that the town's water district project was awarded or is guaranteed 70% financing, 30%.
Yes, provided with conditions that certain steps are completed within a
Right.
time frame.
This is
And
why-
and that's what we're
And
going through.
my point being is that time frame is not obtainable. Does the town incur liability for expense?
And
Well, according to Bill, yes. In the, if everything was to go wrong, that possibly could go wrong, and the project either runs way over budget or just isn't finished at all, it's gonna be a mess. But I don't think that would be any different in any other municipality. But we've hired an engineering firm that's very savvy in the ways of how to work with the EFC, because they've done many projects like this before. Most of the engineers around here that we interviewed have, or were subcontractors of.
the only thing I'm gonna be honest, is that I lost faith a little bit in them, is when they said, oh, they forgot to bill us $12,800.
No, they did not forget.
They didn't know that.
That's not the way I presented it last time, John. They did not forget. As a matter of fact, they called it out in their contract. If somebody has their contract, they could take you right to paragraph 4.1.1.1 or something like that, where they specifically state, we assume the town of Rensselaerville has already processed or done the seeker and done the SHPA thing that I brought the reason for the quote in the first place. So they didn't hear anything else from us. We didn't catch it. I didn't catch it. I didn't read that paragraph and say, oh, did we do that yet? Because they think we have.
Okay.
I just, it's the first time I've done this, so.
Better reason.
So that wasn't, hey, we forgot something and we need to charge you more money at all. It was, oh my gosh, you guys haven't done that? We could do it for you, but
The other thing Bill said that I'm hoping that we don't have to do is I don't want the contractor to give the town a bill and then we have to jump through the EFC. We don't have the ability to do that. I'm hoping Tide and Bond.
I think this, I'm pretty sure there's a process in place. It's not something that's just started. this
So it would
year.
seem to me that the process might be, to your concern, I share your concern, that a contractor gives a water district a bill. And The water district doesn't have any money to pay that bill. So the bill would come to the town. So the town, we don't have a bond. So the town would pay that expense, hoping for reimbursement from the grant.
Yeah, but my point is, you're right. But I'm thinking, and my understanding of the way the system works is that the town will know what it's getting in terms of money. So when the town does get the money, it's gonna be easily accessible.
We just,
We know how the funds are dispersed.
no, that's the problem.
We don't.
Yeah, I mean, we're just coming up with this and we're just dealing with this.
This program has been around for decades. I'm pretty sure there's a banking, accounting, automated, electronic, digitally transferred funding process.
No, what we were asking is if they're giving us a grant for $3 million.
That's a grant, it's not a check, right?
Right.
It's when.
How is that dispersed? As a reimbursement?
The construction phase, contractors are gonna go out and start construction. They're gonna submit their invoices to Ty
So
and
it's a
Bond.
reimbursement.
Go ahead.
No, it's a payment.
To Ty and Bond. Ty and Bond in turn is going to build the town. And we're going to, the town and the EFC will be plugged into each other. I don't know how the process actually
Okay.
works, but I can't believe that there isn't an automated, computerized, just like.
So the grant will pay those bills. Not that we had to we
The town
think.
should not expect to have to put out money up front. I truly believe that's the way it works. And
That's right. I mean, and like I said moments ago, this is starting the process.
Well, I'm glad that, I'm okay with the resolution. I just didn't want to take out a $4 million loan
No.
right away.
No.
Well, I
No,
just
no.
want,
No,
I just want clarity on how this whole process is gonna work.
Yeah.
I'm not in any way against it. I'm fully supportive, but I wanna know how this is gonna go. It's the engineering firm is gonna submit to the town a amount that they want a contractor to be paid. So just turn around. So we don't know right now, when that bill comes to the town, that invoice comes to the
We
town,
don't know how it's.
we don't know who pays it.
That's it.
Does the town pay it out of town funds and then
Get
get
reimbursed.
reimbursed? Or does the payment come from the grant, from New York State? Does New York State pay, we don't put any money into it. We don't know how that process works. I don't know how it works.
And when Erin Moore from Titan Bond, the only thing the town committed to was a certain amount of money, $200,000 or whatever it was, that we would, to keep the ball rolling, we would lay that out and get reimbursed. So we never committed to paying well drillers or anything. And I think that's perfectly clear to them.
So it was a phased payment for the beginning
of
of
their
the
work.
project, right?
Yeah.
Initial phase.
So what is the accounting process for, as work has begun, right? Work has begun for this project.
Yeah.
And I would think, I would be far more comfortable as a board member if the board received a monthly statement as this ensues each month, and not an hour before the meeting. No later than the Tuesday before the meeting, that we get a statement. It can be from the engineer
Saying
or
what we
whoever,
owe,
saying what has been expended,
what has been paid,
what has been paid, what's expended, what the revenues are.
yeah.
Rather than say, well, we think this is how it's gonna go, or it'll be fine, don't worry about it. I'm not comfortable, fine, don't worry about it,
I don't think anybody is.
you know?
But
I think that at a minimum, as a board, we should have that.
Well, we should be entitled to it because.
Well, not until, we should have it. I mean, we're putting up all this money. We should have a monthly accounting and a progress report and so forth. And not just, you know, wait until an hour before the meeting and get an email and this is how we're gonna proceed. I would be far more comfortable. Is that fair?
Sure.
Very much so.
A flow chart with descriptions
A
of how the
A
money's.
detailed monthly, you know,
Excel
account.
spreadsheet.
is
of
Brian
what's been
doing that
spent.
for us?
Exactly.
Because what Randy was just saying, because the only money we spent was the initial payment to Titan Bond.
But shouldn't Bond be doing that for us?
That's exactly what they will be. That's what they're hired to do.
What did you say, Cal?
He forwarded that, all those reports to Ed, I didn't get them.
Oh,
What was this?
I was asking if our accountant is keeping a record of the water district, what we're spending. And apparently
I'm sure he is.
he is, because we only made one payment so far for this project. It was the Titan Bond for
It's like
85?
8,000.
Huh?
8,000 something.
Yeah, I was thinking 8,500. So that's all we've spent so far.
So are we agreed that we're going to have a monthly
Yeah,
report?
oh, for sure.
I think at a minimum. And I agree with you, not an hour before the meeting, because this was all given to me Tuesday afternoon at 4:30. And it was like, whoa, this has to get done. And we got it done, but
Okay.
it was,
So there's one other fire that I want to bring up, speaking of time. Jaren sent an email about the water meter grant.
Yeah.
And it's got to be done by June 12th.
that's right. Did you see that?
So,
The June 12th deadline is for application, and Jaren and I are gonna write the application. We're gonna have it done before the June 11th meeting here. We hate to say it's the end. We found out about this grant opportunity like a week ago. It's not our fault that we didn't know about it beforehand. They have changed the Green Innovation Grant Program this year to include meters. And that was like brought up on a webinar, a conference call that we attended for the first time. Some woman, I don't even know who she was, chimed in, oh, you want meters? You can apply for this grant now. So it's all last minute. We're sorry about that. We're gonna do the work, bring it to you on June 11th, before June 11th, I hope. And witness what you're saying, last minute stuff stinks. It's the best we can do.
Okay.
I'm not faulting you
I'll accept
guys.
that.
No, I agree with you. I don't like it either. I like, I really like 5 iterations of review of anything if I can get it, but I can't, this is an opportunity. This meter money's been like an albatross for
Yeah.
so long. If there's money on the table and we have a chance to apply for it, we gotta do it.
Absolutely.
And we'll do the work.
You feel confident you can get it done before the deadline?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I looked at it today. I have the outline of the application. I mean, God help us, the best part of all this is that Jaren is on it. And she is just a phenomenal resource, and I've drafted applications and applied for government grants in other arenas, so we'll do it.
Okay.
Okay.
I interrupted somebody. Somebody else had a question. You did, right? Did you have a question?
Should we do a resolution stating that we'll require a monthly report from either the water district or the water district's engineering firm to give a financial statement every month?
We can, but how's that gonna affect us approving the bond?
No, it's,
It's a separate thing
Separate.
entirely.
so,
I mean,
It commits them.
following discussion we've had, I'm in favor of signing the resolution for the bond. But I also would like another resolution or that we receive a monthly
Accounting.
accounting, detailed accounting of the financial status of the project.
Does that work?
I will ask,
I think that's a good idea. I mean, you're entitled to that. I mean, every one of these that I've been on, you know, the process is as we described. The contractor does the work, engineer reviews it, then it's submitted for payment or reimbursement from EFC or whatever state agency is funding it.
Yeah.
And each month, the contractor, excuse me, the engineer needs to give you a spreadsheet of this is what we expended for whatever it was, well drilling. Well, this was the bid. This is what is expended. This is what's left.
Well, let's do the resolution then.
Or do you want to write that resolution for our next meeting?
Do we need the resolution? Or just-
Oh, I think Randy is right. I mean, I think you need to do it, and it will read like this. It is resolved by the town board of the town of Rensselaerville that on a monthly basis, the project engineer will furnish to the town board 5 days prior to its first scheduled meeting of the month, a detailed financial statement setting forth the expenditures related to the infrastructure improvements for the Rensselaerville Water District.
Good.
And I'll reduce that to writing for the first meeting in June.
Okay,
But that's what it'll say.
perfect.
That's,
Okay, but we gotta do the bond for the,
Tonight.
tonight.
Correct, sir.
All right.
And we need 4 out of 5.
I apologize.
We got it.
All right, well, I'm good.
I'm good. Let's do it. Let's make the resolution.
make the motion. So
Vicki, you're gonna need to, did you see the letter from Douglas Goodfriend?
First page.
Yeah, and with the instructions
Yes.
that need to be followed through on. This also has to be completed. It was sent up to you in a Word document.
Yes, page 2.
Well, on the front. Okay, this is page 2. The letter's page
Is
1.
it titled bond resolution?
Yep. So when this is done, you gotta publish the notice of estoppel.
Yes, we did that last time. for
Right,
the-
and you gotta put it on the bulletin board, put it on your webpage, and put it in the newspaper. And then you have to send him and me the affidavit of publication.
got that?
I do.
Okay.
So I'm correct in my understanding that the disbursements will come as reimbursements for work completed? Not ahead of time?
We don't know.
Oh, no, you're not gonna pay anything in advance. No,
Oh, that's what I mean. So in
No,
other
no,
words, You're gonna complete it and it's gonna be a reimbursement.
They're gonna, it won't be 100% complete, it'll be progress payments, if 30% of the work is done, say on well drilling.
Yeah.
They're gonna submit an invoice for 30%, and the engineer's gonna review it, and then submit it to the state agency for payment.
That's standard.
Yeah,
So we need a motion for the?
yes,
So I make a motion to sign the ORIC bond and the water district resolution.
here, why don't I read it?
Yeah, thank you.
A resolution authorizing the issuance of $3,933,000 in bonds of the town of Rensselaerville, Albany County, New York, to pay the cost of the increase and improvement of the facilities of the Rensselaerville Water District in the town of Rensselaerville, Albany County, New York. Is there a first? Who wants to make the motion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Roll call?
Peter Somerville, aye.
Mary Michael Dark, aye.
John Dolce, aye.
Randy Bates, aye.
Motion carries.
Motion carried.
And note that Brian is absent, and we need 4 out of 5. Thank you.
And the other two are done.
Right. That was a good discussion.
Yes, thank you.
Great. Well done.
What about,
Oh, yeah, that's the next one.
Yep.
This next resolution is, again, part of the grant funding. It's authorizing John to sign this work plan for participation of minority and women-owned business enterprises, disadvantaged business enterprises, service-disabled, veteran-owned business enterprises, and equal employment opportunities for minority group members in connection with this project. Yeah, that's what it says, and that's what it's about. And there's amounts that for land surveying, environmental testing, and consulting engineers on the bottom of the agreement, and the funding is right above that.
when you said the funding?
No,
is-
excuse me, the goals for, you don't necessarily have to follow them, but they want you to make a good faith effort. So that's the resolution. And Tig and Bond prepared this.
So somebody make a motion to allow me to sign.
Okay, make a motion that we approve Supervisor John Dulce act as minority business officer for town of Rensselaerville regarding Environmental Facilities Corporation, DWSRF project number 19814, and just further authorize him to sign the MBO agreement.
I'll, s-
Go ahead.
I'll second it. All in favor?
We should do the roll.
Roll call.
Yeah.
Peter Somerville, aye.
Mary Michael Dark, aye.
John Dolce, aye.
Randy Bates, aye.
Okay.
Are your fingers broken?
My hand.
Really?
All right,
I think that's it.
I think that's it too. Oh, this was it right here. Okay, so, we're gonna move on. Bill, thanks for coming. I'm not sure if you want
Well, hang.
to. So this is the specifications for the tennis and pickleball project prepared by Randy and Pete, and I thank you very much for doing this. So you guys reviewed it. I'm good with it, 300 feet of crack tape, repaving 165 or 105. install tack coat, resurface with 2-inch hot asphalt top course, restore disturbed area with topsoil and seed, and paint the court markings with DOT traffic paint. So I make a motion that we accept the specifications and put it out for bid and authorize advertising.
I'll second.
All in favor? Motion carried. All right, guys, have a good night.
Thank you.
Open and award the shed bids.
There's 4, John.
We don't need the non-collusion bidding certificates. Vicky, I can't do
Do you
it.
want me to open it? I can do it for you.
You know, I brought this up once before, we need better letter opener.
It can go in the, boom
Yeah,
pit for next time. Solid gold one.
Adam Caprio, I'm gonna read them out loud. Adam Caprio's $100. Thank you.
Yes, of course.
Roger Gifford, 201.67, $201.67.
Look at the rat.
He's watching The Price is Right.
I like that.
No, it's a surplus shed.
Sean Cook, $428.
How much was that, John?
428.
$428
Wow.
from Sean Cook. Warren Bashwinger, $265. So Sean Cook is the winner, apparently.
Congratulations, Sean.
Yes, thank you very much, Sean. And thanks for the other bids.
Do we have to have a motion for that?
Motion to accept the bid.
So I'll make a motion to accept the bid for the shed of $428 awarded to Sean Cook.
A second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Great.
Carolyn, we're gonna have to see where that 428 goes, right?
Yeah, I'll ask Brian.
Well, basically, is do we want it to go to the line item or the general fund? What's the right thing to do?
I would think general fund surplus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I would think.
I'm sorry, say it?
Say it's surplus, so we say general fund.
General fund, because it's surplus.
Absolutely.
Okay,
All right.
all right, moving on. Appointment of alternate zoning board of appeals member Killian Bates. Did we read?
I read his email, we all have.
Huh?
I read it.
Yeah, me too.
The zoning
Sounds good.
board reviewed, there were 2 applications. The zoning board reviewed both the applications and have recommended Killian Bates.
I'm good with it.
So I make a motion to appoint Killian Bates as the alternate zoning board of appeals member.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll
Motion-
stay kind of the last name, same last name.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Did you
relation.
say aye?
I said I.
Yes.
Yeah.
Distant, well,
Yeah.
a grandnephew,
Oh,
Way out. Random, way out.
not way, I just lives down the road.
All right, next up is Craig Miller, Board of Ethics member. Craig Miller. I'll make a motion to appoint Craig Miller as the Board of Ethics member.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion
And
carried.
John, I apologize, I left out the term of that appointment. We have 2 vacancies, as well put them on the,
So do you want to tell me what the term is now?
can you hang on, you can continue, and I'll be right back.
Okay. The next up is the AC quotes. Looks like we received 3. So I'll read the dollar amounts, but they're different systems. So we're gonna have to review the systems. First Choice Plumbing and Heating, I'm not gonna, like I said, there's many different options. The first price is 35,000. Cena Mechanical is 44,890. And Nolan Energy is 42,000.
What did we budget for this?
35.
35, I thought.
Well, no, it wasn't budgeted. That
For the
was
vote trust.
Vote
Yeah.
trust was like
That's
30,
what we, 35,000 is what we,
but I already spent $5,200 on this table. But we could decide where the balance comes from. Let's decide, does everybody have a copy?
yeah,
So can we review this for the next meeting?
that's a good idea.
Well, the thing is, though, we can't, we have to publicly bid this.
Well, I thought we needed 3 quotes.
If it's over 20,000, you have to publicly bid.
Right, over
Correct.
20.
General municipal law, section 103.
And we're
Randy's
both
right.
suggesting different plans, so,
I mean, we can review it to see how we want to write a proposal for a bid. To have it bid,
That's what we're gonna have to do, I guess.
yes.
Matt, why don't we, okay,
Damn well.
no kidding.
yeah, we're gonna have to because they're not apples to apples.
No.
here, So we're
It
gonna,
doesn't matter if it's over 20,000, you
got
don't have any other option.
so let's,
All right, so let's review that and talk about it next meeting.
yeah.
And you should anticipate having to prepare bid
There's no
specs.
new business.
Yes,
Prepare specs.
but just one thing about it, I mean, you've looked these over, right?
No,
Oh, you haven't seen these? over?
no.
Oh, all right. Anyway, wait, I was just saying, you know, are we gonna look for a central error or a,
I talked to most of these people and got their different opinions.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of them go with the mini splits. Some are just duct work, which one person said, if you do duct work, I'm not interested in doing it. So, because he said there was enough room, but then when the other guy said there was enough room, so.
I'd go with mini splits either way. More efficient.
But either way, let's review.
yeah, all right.
Anything for new business?
No. Any audience comments?
Hang on a second, Pete. The Board of Ethics term for Craig Miller. We have one term that expires at the end of 2028 and the other open seat through 12/31 of 2029.
I would think the longer, right?
Yeah,
So we'll appoint Craig
for how, from,
from today until 12/31 of 2029.
Yeah.
okay, do I have to
Is that still
make a motion?
motion by John, second by Randy? Is that still correct?
What about the term for killing?
That'd be annual appointment, I'm sorry.
To the zoning board, right?
That's alternate.
Yeah.
The alternates are.
Oh, I think no term for that, right?
All right, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye. All right, so we got some homework to do.